It does say rabbit this time.
Rabbit.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, sickie?
I know I got a cold still, so if you saw nOw on Wednesday, thanks for suffering through that with me. You also have brought stuff to the house today, too.
Yeah, I did. My own booty butt trouble.
Oh, man. We had to light some candles because he wanted to freshen up the place.
Or de-freshen up the place.
Yeah.
Freshen.
So as you can see, this is, of course, the Weekly Dosage, episode 56.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 50. I was like, what are you talking about?
We're doing 50 all over. Fuck that one.
Deleting the other one.
Bleeding. So...
What'd you do?
We do a little bit of lag there.
Yeah, for a second there, the bottom of the screen was like out, and now it's back. Encoding overloaded. Considering turning down video settings or using a faster encoder. Reset. And then it went away again.
Oh, well.
Tech.
Works for me, I guess.
Welcome to Technical Dosage, where we technically don't know what we're doing every week.
Technically.
So
thank you guys for joining us for Nerds of Wrestling.
we have a new location.
We got a friend here with us.
The Heartbreak Kiddo.
And then if we don't...
Yeah, Andre.
Hickenbottom. Where's Bret Hart? Bret Hart's real last name is Hart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is it Neidhart?
No.
Is this
No,
Hart?
that's Jim.
It's the Anvil.
Well, I know they're both part of the Hart Foundation.
We're right.
So I just didn't know if his was...
Relative. Eric is low.
I'm low?
Can you hear me? Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you redlined for a second when you said, I'm low?
I'm low?
Anyways, sorry about that. We're going to talk some wrestling. We got our script memorized.
Yeah. You have it in front of you.
Rob doesn't have a mic.
Yeah, Rob ain't got no mic. Anyway, we're going to talk to you guys about Super Show-Down results.
Did you guys watch it? Did you watch it? Did you watch it live? Because what was it, like 5 in the morning when it aired or something crazy like that?
No, I think it aired at noon.
You sure?
No,
Yeah.
no. It aired at...
Because it was
it was 5 a.m.
Oh, then no, I didn't watch
yeah,
it.
because it was in Australia, hence down
No, I didn't.
down under.
I mean, watched it, but I didn't watch it live. Did you watch it live?
No, hell no. I didn't watch it until last week.
Oh,
Really?
God.
What is Locksteady doing?
What is going on? What is going on in the corner? What did you
What
do?
is this?
I tried to resize my camera, but I tried to do it in studio mode, so it wouldn't do that, and then it did it anyway.
Computers.
Terrible.
You didn't watch it live, right, Rob?
No.
Viewers, did any of you watch it live? I want to know how many. Raise their hands, which I can't see. And
Just raise them anyway.
just raise them up right now. I want to know if you got up at 5 a.m. to watch Super Showdown. Or were you still up?
Yeah, because I feel like if Trevor watched it, he would probably still be up.
God, I can't do that anymore.
I tried. I can stay up until like 4 now.
4? Nah.
But it's because I get to sleep in till like 12:30. I'm sure with a kid, you can't sleep in till...
No.
Yeah.
I don't sleep in past 7 on the weekend.
Oh, shit, I know what's going on.
What's going on? Sarah, you can't really hear me because I'm downstairs and you're upstairs. But a ching.
Nope, it is because of the tracks. And I can't switch them. Fuck.
Okay.
Why is it doing that, though?
You remember when I said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I could split the audio tracks so you can fix it later?
Yes, I know that.
Well, I guess don't do that. Undo that.
Do we have to go unlive for a sec?
No,
I would say you should be able to do that. You updated it?
I did.
Okay. So we'll kick off
Yeah, we'll kick off.
the it's good. That's a field goal. Super Showdown opened with a tag team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. So you have the New Day, the champions, against
The Bar?
the Bar.
I didn't know it's...
So,
Get closer to me.
Not touch.
Get closer to me.
go cross streams. So, way better. Okay. So overall, obviously the winner here was New Day.
The winner here was us.
Overall, it was a great way, I think, to get the crowd hyped.
It was a good match.
The Bar, honestly, like, underrated tag team.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Incredibly underrated. They are great to watch.
Well, if you think about it, Cesaro was on his own a very underrated talent. What?
Yeah.
No, I just had a technical realization.
Okay. Don't sigh out loud.
Well, no, I figured out how to fix that issue with the mics.
Okay.
I can't do it because we're live. So.
Oh, cool. Shit. Yeah, Cesaro was a very underrated singles competitor, too. So, and I believe Sheamus was too, but Sheamus got a bad rap because he was who was he? Bebop
Sheamus.
or Rocksteady?
Yeah, and the Turtles. I
Yeah.
mean, even before then, though, he
kind of got the short end of the stick, no pun intended.
I
Because he's
think
tall.
the biggest problem was not only his pale complexion, when he changed it into the mohawk.
But he did that for the
role of the
movie,
film,
yeah.
yeah.
And then just kept it.
Which I like it. I think it
I
works
like
for
it
him.
better too. I can't remember what it looked like before, but I did not.
He was
enjoy
one of the first talents too to come in and really destroy John Cena.
I remember the first time I remember seeing Sheamus was when he fought. What was that? Okay, when he fought when he beat Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
Super quick.
yeah, the big boot
Yeah.
to drop him at Mania.
Yeah.
The kiss of death from AJ
Yep.
Lee. Man, I miss her.
Me too. She's actually on my list. For my segment. Actually, I could probably do one of my segments. I could probably run out to my car, grab my sheet, my bracket.
Well, don't you want something to throw up visually?
Oh, Rob, you didn't grab the gifts. I have the list of. Do you have them on there?
I told you, everything you put on Drive syncs to my laptop.
No, I mean like, do you have them imported in? But you
Well, let's get through Showdown and we can see if he can snag one if you know one off the top of your head.
can. I don't know if I know one off the top of my head, but I can just run out to my car really fast and grab the sheet. It's in my passenger seat.
Okay. We'll do that after Showdown.
Okay.
So overall, good opening match. I thought it was a good curtain jerk, especially for that arena, or I guess stadium.
Yeah, it
What
was
was it?
gigantic.
70,000, I think, was the capacity of it. Even the announcing crew was super amped up for this show. It felt like, and quoted by Renee Young, it felt like WrestleMania.
It did.
And it had that visual appeal. The stage was cool looking.
That's kind of how I felt about Greatest Royal Rumble too.
It had the same vibe, yeah.
Yeah, that like really big event feel.
Big.
Big.
Do we not have chat? Or you guys all being quiet at home?
We had chat.
Okay.
Trevor was in there.
So the next contest on the card was the SmackDown's Women's Championship.
Oh, hold on.
We're holding.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's what he used to look like.
You see, much better now.
Yeah, I think the Mohawk is definitely better.
He moved from Ronald McDonald to Mohawk. Anyway, Charlotte Flair
Wins by DQ.
DQ. She doesn't get the belt. Wins by DQ.
It was a bold move for them to do that at this huge event.
I'm liking the booking though between these two a lot.
I am too.
I don't know if I want to continue to see it though, and unfortunately, that's what we're leading into these late fall months, seeing these two facing each other again and again and again.
Kind of like, what was that? Oh, like AJ and Samoa Joe, or
lasting all summer, and then AJ and Shinsuke.
AJ and
lasting all
Shinsuke,
spring.
and then Roman and Brock,
It's just,
or Joe,
Forever.
Joe and Brock.
and like I don't need every pay-per-view a new opponent for them, but I want a continued story to evolve.
Yeah.
Rob's internet is crap, so the stream keeps freezing. Wow, I thought you had like gigabit internet, Rob.
Yeah, I thought you had better internet than everybody in the history of everybody.
I do.
Then why is it freezing?
Because his router's probably crap.
Yeah, they're probably watching it on my TV too.
Stop watching porn.
Stop watching porno.
It's true.
What was after that match? Hit me with the next.
So the next match on the card was Lashley and John Cena.
I fast forwarded.
You missed the new move of Doom.
No, I saw that.
a leaner looking Cena here with the dad haircut.
Didn't he do that for a movie?
He did, but he's keeping it.
No, he cut it already. Not back to the fade, but he cut it.
It's weird.
Very weird.
Him leaning up though is really only telling me one thing. It's not just for a film. He's winding down his career.
Oh yeah.
Unless he's trying to go to 205 Live to get that belt before he retires. What
was the 6th move that he did?
I don't know the name of it, to be honest.
Do you remember what it looked like?
Thunder punch or something.
Thunder punch.
He steps forward and backhands him.
Oh yeah.
First he charges up and then he steps forward and backhands him.
I remember that.
So Elias, and one of the last times we got to see Kevin Owens, because he has had double knee surgery.
Just recently?
Yeah, Kevin Owens is out for 6 to 8 months.
Jeez.
So Bobby Lashley is also fighting a separated shoulder right now. So he's week to week.
I don't give a shit about Bobby Lashley.
I'm just saying, so many people are getting hurt. Like, who are you going to push?
Yeah. Who else got hurt?
Zayn's out still. Yep. Right now it's rumored that Alexa Bliss is working hurt with a concussion.
That's what I heard too, but I actually heard that her nose got broken at a house show.
Jesus.
But that was, could be a rumor too.
And you know what? I did read that. I guess they're playing into storyline to mock Trish Stratus.
That's what I was thinking too.
Because the face guard Trish Stratus wore for a little while.
But on Monday she didn't wear that.
Right, so who knows?
Yeah. But then again, she wasn't wrestling?
No, she wasn't at Raw this week.
Was she not?
No, Alexa Bliss was off TV.
Correct.
Oh, then maybe she's gonna wear it.
Yeah, it's called the Lightning Fist.
The
Lightning Fist.
Interesting.
That sounds stupid and sexy at the same time.
So the next match here. Well, are you ready, producer seducer? One of the biggest pops, and I don't know how you feel about him, but I am absolutely loving the Iconics.
Okay, so this is what I'll say about the Iconics.
They're iconic.
They're
like Michelle McCool and Layla all over again.
I like that they come out and they do the whole. I like their gimmick when they come out, but I feel like it's not flushed completely. I feel like it needs more to elevate it, and I also think they're not amazing in the ring either.
I ain't mad about anything.
Well, clearly you got 4 reasons right there.
Wow.
4 arms?
No, yeah, their arms. They're winning.
Well, one doesn't have their arm up. Only has 1 arm up. So there's 3 reasons.
And for the podcast listeners.
Speaking of, you want to pimp that? Where
Visual
can you find
comedy.
us?
Oh, I don't know yet.
Okay, we don't have a home yet.
We're gonna be exporting all the audio from our nOw streams to podcast form, but I want to test a couple platforms with my own audio before.
So this might be the first one then, huh?
No, I want to test with actual like just non wrestling
I'm
audio.
saying first official.
Oh yeah. So I don't know quite.
If you're
yet.
listening to this right now in podcast form,
You found us.
welcome to the show.
Hey, you ready?
Ready. Oh, that's cool. You nailed it.
Oh, he got it. Look at Elias. This is dumb as shit. This is dumb as shit. Dumb as shit. But, here's the thing about John Cena. You don't know what you got until it's gone, and that's true. Because he adds so much legitimacy to the roster that he's on or show he's participating in. We hated him for so many years because of the booking, but you really don't realize what he has done.
I think that move is a total dad joke move. Like, I think John Cena, to your point about his dad haircut, I feel like that move is very like, what is a doctor's favorite time? 2:30. And he's just like,
because your tooth is hurty.
yeah. You got the joke. Good job. Proud of you.
I'm a dad. Anyway, so Asuka is still being booked poorly. Naomi Naomi and Asuka on the entrance was fun. Watching those two dance to Naomi's music, I thought that was a nice spot.
It was cool to see Asuka's glowy hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun spot to see in the beginning. And rightfully so, the Iconics should have gone over. And they did.
Yeah.
Being it's their home. And it's not often that you get to go have this big a show.
Who else was Australian on this show?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Well, he spoiled it. Buddy Murphy, which, again, we'll get to.
We'll get to. Because...
The fact that he's Australian is hardly a spoiler, I think.
It kind of is. I don't know. So our next match on the card was a no count out, no disqualification match to sleep with AJ's. No, I'm just kidding. Yep, snooze. Oh my God. I don't know what it is why they can't get these two to put on good matches.
No, I feel like they should have been able to because they put on so many good ones prior.
Well, that's just it. They have a legit history working together.
Yeah.
I mean, a decade-long history. And I think half of it is just Joe's age. AJ is in amazing shape, and he's an amazing athlete. His years are winding down, but I think Joe's have wound down.
Yeah.
He is a muscle somewhere in there. I mean, he's a big dude. He's a muscle. You get what I was putting out. So here's the thing about Joe. Still can put on a great match. He's no Kevin Owens compared to like men of that build.
Yeah.
But Joe can
build with their movement.
Right.
Ability.
He can still get some good spots. But these long matches, this one was 23 minutes. These long matches are not showcasing his potential. He is a 10-minute match talent.
Right.
Again, in his prime, sure, he has passed it. And I just don't think they should continue with these two being in the program. But
it does look like they're moving on.
Right. And they are moving on. AJ has a new opponent, which we'll get to why. Overall, again, this storyline has been awkward from the get-go with the whole family involvement.
And it only got worse as it went
And
on.
it has only gotten worse with the story time and all the other stuff. Like, it's very...
Oh, that segment just made...
It's cringeworthy.
It was cringeworthy.
As being a parent and a family man, it's like, okay. I want to kick Joe's ass. I couldn't.
It wasn't even just that. It was just like, why?
Yeah, why you gotta make it that weird and personal for a title?
The only part of that was any kind of good TV was the end when he was at AJ's house.
When it ended?
And he was like, Daddy's home, and the show ended.
Yeah. It was like
that
a horror movie.
was well done. Hated it, but well done.
Hated it, but not well done. Got it.
It was a well done spot.
Okay.
He said, okay.
You're right, okay.
Damn right,
Sarcastically, okay. What's
So our next one on the card was the 6-woman tag team match. We had our Raw Women's Champion.
Is this where that thing happened at the end?
What thing? The turn?
Yeah.
That was on Raw.
That was on Raw.
Okay.
So we had Ronda Rousey, the belt wins.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Oh, because they had a rematch on
Yeah.
Raw. Okay.
I'm gonna say, now you're starting to confuse me.
I was confusing myself.
Against the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan. This is a whole messy group of people. And it's such a mixed bag of talent.
Who do you think has the most... Which two wrestlers out of that 6-man match have the most talent?
Most talent?
Actual in-ring wrestling talent.
Ruby Riott, number 1.
That was my number 1 too, by the way.
The thing is, the
Nikki
Bellas, I was going to say, the Bellas are not bad depending on who they're with.
Nikki Bella is she surprised me a lot back when she had that run for the was it the Divas title at the time?
It was the Divas, yeah. The Bellas, she is the better of the two. They worked great as a tag team, but she's the better of the two in ring. She puts in the more work, and it shows.
She also had a John Cena for a boyfriend.
Well, right. Instilled that work ethic into her, I'm sure. As far as talent, though, I still have to say Ronda Rousey has the talent. She needs polish.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like
Ronda
Rousey can be something far superior than a lot of the wrestlers on there, but I think she needs to pull off the throttle sometimes. because her hip tosses look like they would literally pull my.
Well, that's
arm
the
out
thing.
Of the socket.
We look at that, but I've rewatched some stuff and I've watched it in slow motion because of these conversations we had. They're executing those moves perfectly. The person taking the bumps are snapping themselves into it. They're making it look more harder. Do I know this for a fact? No, but from observing and being a fan for so many years, I think that's what they're trying to sell. I think they're trying to sell a long-term underlying story here.
Yeah, but I think
her aggressiveness.
I think those sells are still way too over. Because for me,
I think it's overkill for sure, but I think there's a reason for it.
Well, you can still pull it back a little bit and still make it look lethal, not lethal, but
Right.
like,
right, you can. And again, I don't know it for a fact whether or not she
because
is
it's
going
pulling
too
me
hard.
into a space where I'm like, God, that looks like you're gonna really
But
hurt her. Like
the point of
legitimately.
this is engagement and creating a emotional reaction. It's working because it's got us talking about it right now.
Right?
So it's effective. So again, I don't know fact on it, but from my observation, that's just what I think. New Japan, this just seems really hard. Yeah, New Japan's its own thing.
Rob.
Yeah. That's
You know,
a
you can
different
use your
one.
vocal voice.
Hear me very
That's
well as we're talking.
New Japan encourages strong style, which is a legit thing.
Strong style.
Our next match, though, on the card was, as we talked about, the other Australian, Buddy Murphy, finally getting his comeuppance.
This match was
solid.
so good.
Solid. The crowd was in utter shock with him winning.
Oh, I was too.
Same.
But I knew he was going to win. Like, I had a feeling he was going to win. But at the same time, like, through that whole match, it just went back and forth and back and forth. So you really still don't know. But then when he did, you're like, oh,
Some of the spots. So, again, I say this every time we talk about 205. Maybe moving them to Wednesdays is going to do better for the show.
I think it is.
But ultimately, I don't like the separation or segregation of roster like that for a title.
Yeah.
Like, Rey Mysterio was in the 160, 170 pounds, won the heavyweight belt. Finn Balor, first Universal Champion, should be in 205. Like, all these things are they're not they're inconsistent. And I would love to see someone like Murphy
Right.
in the main event scene, not kind of like a Wednesday night show or maybe featured every 3 pay-per-views. These type of talents deserve more than, hey, you're not as heavyweight or you're just a little shorter. This dude is more athletic and more gifted than half the roster, but he's stuck in 205. The problem was with Austin Aries. The problem was with Neville and a bunch of these other guys that got stuck in 205 because they had nothing else to do with him. You talk about Enzo.
Yeah,
got
I was just going to
stuck
say
in it.
Enzo.
I mean, the list goes on. These guys could do
I feel like
really
TJ
well.
Perkins did put on some solid matches too.
Right. It's just...
It's like they had that Cruiserweight Classic, and then they had this whole 205 Live in mind, so they just like took all this talent. They're like, okay, we just grabbed all these people, now push them over there.
It's just... And this has been done so many times in history. WCW did it with the Cruiserweights when WWE had the lightweight division to capitalize on what
Right.
WCW brought over here, because that was new for the 90s. WCW made it famous. One of the biggest cruiserweights, Chris Jericho.
Oh yeah,
First ever undisputed champion. Like, he's a heavyweight. When you think about it, you think he's a main eventer, not a 205 Live.
right.
So,
Because like if you think about it, the main eventers right now for like NXT, Tommaso
they're
Ciampa,
small.
yeah, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. I mean, I think Lars Ulrich is a little.
He's
He's a
different.
little over 205.
But the thing is,
But
when
Aleister Black, I believe, might be under 205.
he's, he looks big. He's not, though. Like, Aleister Black is like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's probably under 205.
Right, but he looks big.
Yeah,
But the thing is, he looks big because he's fighting people even smaller than him.
right.
Like the people like Gargano.
Gargano and Ciampa.
And it's like, the problem is these guys are going to get lost. Just like all the others, Tyler Breeze, all these.
Tyler Breeze put on some great matches. Bo Dallas put on some great
And
matches.
that's just it. All these were either champions or contenders in the main events of NXT.
Yeah.
Why are they not being used? And then you're going to the well, getting people like the main event of Super Showdown, which a collective age of 200 years old. That's not a joke.
No, it's probably more than that.
But it is funny
Well, and we'll get to that match because I have a lot to say.
Well, then let's move on from a little bit from this so we can get to it.
I could rant about that again.
Yeah,
I've ranted.
we could rant about that. For
205 numerous times. I just want to see them get more credit than nothing wrong with purple, nothing wrong with the purple title belt, but
yeah, we do.
We do. Check out nOw every Wednesday for the purple title belt. But
that's what it's called.
It is. Find out more. I don't know. And this is saying a lot because I went to SmackDown Live about 1.5 years ago and left to beat the traffic during 205.
Is it after?
Yeah, it's done at 10 o'clock. Or it
they
starts at
actually
10.
do it in the same arena?
Yeah.
Same night?
Yeah, SmackDown ends at 10, and then they immediately set dress it for 205 to air for the next 45 minutes. Then after that ends, they do a dark match where like the faces come out and give you one more match. So the shit doesn't end until like 11:30 at night. And it starts at 7:30 because they do main event before.
They still do main event?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, there's a lot that they do. You get in there, it's like 6:30. You don't leave until midnight. So you get your money's worth, but it's just
I mean, I'd be okay with it if I didn't have to work the next morning.
Well, that's why we were beating traffic.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I've told the story a million times. I'm glad I did that night because it's when I was pumping gas.
Oh, that's right. That's when you met Carmella.
So
that's weird that she left early.
Well, beat the traffic too.
Yeah.
Get the hell out.
So, yeah.
Her job's done.
Yeah.
Just leave onto the next. I mean, they got to drive all over.
Yep.
Like, fuck. I wouldn't stay. But.
Oh, yeah. So the next match is.
Next match is the Shield. And Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre wearing this shirt tonight for a reason. Oh, it's funny. We are 2 of the 3. So you can be Rollins.
No, I'm Rollins.
Oh, is that? I thought it was a D. Sorry.
No, it's SR. It's his first shirt.
So
from when he came back. From his
you can be Dean.
Yeah, you can be Dean.
We're the Shield tonight.
I'm okay with that. Fired it this week.
Right.
I'd be okay with it for his wife.
Yeah, there you go.
Renee is awesome.
Except in the games.
What?
Her character model in the 2K game.
Oh,
they're bad. Yeah.
It's horrible.
Did you ever see Dana Brooks' character model a couple years back when her debut? If you get a chance, and YouTube viewers, Google Dana Brooks 2K17 or 18. I think it was 17. The character. There's a ton of memes. It's
now I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I guess take a moment to do it. You'll get a good laugh out of it.
What did you think? While I'm looking it up, what did you think about this match?
So first off, we got to talk about everything. Wearing the shirt, you guys know I'm not the biggest Roman fan. However, we found out stuff that I didn't even know about, and I pride myself in knowing.
Jesus, that is crap.
Oh, did you both find it at the same time?
That is terrifying.
Can you put that on the screen?
Yeah, hang on.
All right. So while we're doing that, I just want to say that, of course, you know
Christ,
I'm not the
that
biggest
is the stuff
Roman
of
fan.
nightmares.
But unfortunately,
why did they? First of all, why did they make her?
there we
beef
go.
Up?
Raven started it. The thank you, Roman.
Why did they make her beef up? Because she looked so good like that and was great. They made
She's
her.
a bodybuilder, dude.
I know, no, but they made her get bigger, fatter.
Maybe she just did.
No, I read an article about it after,
Oh.
but I think it was because anyway. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. You keep going with your Joe.
I think she's fine no matter what. That's just my opinion.
No, I think she looks good, but
anyways, with the Roman situation, I'm not the biggest fan. I don't like his character. I don't like his booking. But as a human, 11 years going into remission and having leukemia come back, that's fucking terrible. And I hope he fights through it.
same.
Because, again, these are characters they play. We boo the shit out of them. We cheer the shit out of them. We may hate them. We may love them. But I would wish this upon no person.
That whole promo he cut, I don't think I would technically call it a promo, but I mean it's somebody coming out and talking, so I'll call it a promo.
It's Joe.
He said, my name is Joe, and then like he just said like all this stuff.
We disconnected for some reason.
Cool.
We were just offline, and I don't know for how long.
Are we back on?
We're back on now.
Welcome back to episode 53, apparently. 54. 57.
So anyways, as we were saying, wish this upon no one. and hopefully speedy recovery. We don't know the severities, and ultimately, we don't know if his career's done.
Yeah.
We may have seen the last of him.
What was his last match? Was it that triple threat?
The week prior, whatever it was on Raw.
The rematch, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Because that's when Dean walked out afterwards. Which we'll get to that later on. Because I want to talk about that too. In brief. But after that, that match was a little bit boring to me, the triple threat. The Shield versus the Showdown.
Oh, the 6-man?
Yeah.
Well, I popped back on camera because I wanted to take 2 seconds to say that, the whole thing is, like you said, Travis, we spent a lot of time talking about these characters, and that was a very real-life moment. And, that whole thing kind of hit me hard when he came out and just dropped the whole thing and was like, this is me, this is what's going on, this is what's up, I love you guys, peace. But more than that, if you guys haven't seen it, there is a snippet of backstage footage after...
When he walks through the curtain?
Yeah, when he comes back through the curtain, back into the gorilla position afterwards, and, everybody's coming up to talk to him, and it's just another continuation of that, very real moment of, pulling the curtain back and seeing what's what, and seeing that even the people that you think hate each other don't. Because one of the first people to come up to Roman after he comes back is Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
And it's
Raw.
I got misty. I'm not gonna lie.
Because you're a babby mammoth.
Shut up. My mom died of cancer, so anytime anybody's like, I got cancer, like that messes with me.
She's not dead. She's right here.
I mean, again,
in my heart.
That's weird, but thank you.
You're welcome.
Shit sucks.
I'm holding on for you.
It couldn't have come at and this is a pure business marketing strategy, partnership promotion timing thing. That's a lot of words I threw together. October, as you know it, breast cancer awareness. I know he doesn't have breast cancer, but still the partnership and the marketing they do and the stuff that they push during this month. This just kind of gives them more, I guess, content.
Yeah.
And again, it's a horrible thing to say and how to use it that way, but it is a good point to show that, hey, this man in his physical prime is still susceptible to this horrible disease. It doesn't matter how fit, fat, healthy, or unhealthy you are.
How fit Finley you are.
You could still have this happen to you or a loved one.
Yeah.
So it doesn't...
And the fact that he's been doing it for this long with that, like,
well, it's
kind
been
of
in
looming.
remission. Yeah,
Yeah, with
been
it
back in his
looming
mind.
is really great. And he looks great still. Not saying that it did anything to him,
Well,
but I'm just saying,
it's
like,
not going to affect him.
he put in the
physically.
work
This
from there to...
leukemia won't. It's a bone marrow.
I mean, the treatment.
Yeah.
The treatment of chemo will, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll slim down. But again,
Let's
this...
play the movie. Move on.
When he comes... Oh, God, no! Oh, my God, no! God, no!
Oh, fuck.
I'm just gonna randomly throw that on the screen.
Could you imagine, like, being her...
Do you remember...
Seeing that?
Do you remember
I would
those...
be so offended.
Do you remember when people...
Welcome to 2K.
When that computer game, it was like a maze that got really fat and then really skinny, so you had to, like, move your mouse through the little maze, and you had to get closer to the screen as it got tighter and tighter, and then once you get to the end, that, like, really creepy lady pops up. Imagine that. Do it. You're like...
It's just bad. So bad.
Sarah said, "Stop."
So bad. Anyways.
It was disgusting.
So the next match was to determine a number one contender
I can't get
for
over that.
AJ Styles Championship on SmackDown. One of the best. Again, I've been loving their feud. I went crazy on our previous episode hyping this rivalry up because it has so much story to it. I won't recap that or revisit it. Just go back and watch one of our old episodes. But 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes, Daniel Bryan beats The Miz. What?
The Miz on this one? I only saw the ref hit the mat twice.
There was apparently reasoning they cut this short is because of timing of the event. They wanted to give the main event more time.
Which they shouldn't have done.
Nope.
Agreed. They should not have. And I'm at a loss for words. 2.5 minutes.
It wasn't even a squash match. Like, it's bad enough when it's a squash, but
It had its back and forth, and then it was done.
Yeah.
Like, just as they were starting to pick up steam, it was done. I'm like,
oh, skull crushing finale. Psych. Pinfall.
It's ding, ding, ding. What? Okay, number one contender. So now, as we were saying, AJ's got a new opponent, Daniel Bryan. Personally, I wanted
AJ versus The Miz?
yes.
Yeah, me too.
Because personally, I want The Miz to dethrone AJ Styles.
And I also think the promos with AJ Styles and The Miz would be fucking great.
Yes.
I mean,
One of my favorite Mania moments. Mania moments was The Miz beating John Cena.
Yeah, and as Rob mentioned, the Miz TV segment where they were both on there, it was great.
Right. There's a lot
Just
of potential.
take Daniel Bryan out of that and you'd be fine.
So here's the
I'm
thing.
not saying Daniel Bryan did anything to lessen it, but I'm saying like,
They're
you just
doing
had
whatever they can to keep him
relevant,
and happy on the roster.
so he doesn't leave when his contract's up.
Well, he renewed.
Did he actually renew?
In September
Okay.
it was up.
Oh wow, that far ago.
Well, it was a month. So he renewed. This is probably part of the contractor agreement. We'll give you a belt or main events. Yeah. The thing is, let's speak hypothetically. Daniel Bryan beats the champ AJ Styles. Is that then what? Do we want a
Then
run?
you get a rematch.
Well, sure, but I'm saying, is that what we want?
No.
yes.
Why?
Then The Miz takes the belt from Daniel Bryan.
So you just don't want the Miz beating Styles. You want
No.
oh you want Miz to crush Daniel Bryan
Yeah.
and hurt him even more than ruining a chance, taking away what he wanted so desperately.
Well, it's not that I want that
So-
to say, but if we're getting Daniel Bryan taking the belt from AJ,
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer the next step of that to be The Miz swooping in and taking it.
So this is happening at. I just wanted to check my notes to make sure. This is happening at Crown Jewel. So next week Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time, well, we're doing 1998. I was gonna say we're doing another one of these. We can recap that, but we're not. So in a week's time, we could be seeing Daniel Bryan as champion.
Yeah.
If that happens, how long do you think he holds it? Till Survivor Series, The Miz crushes him. Maybe till December or Royal Rumble, he crushes him. Do you think they pull the trigger real quick?
I don't think so.
I think as an ultimate heel, you should, because it adds more impact. Be like, he just won the fucking thing.
You could delay it until Mania and have Daniel Bryan Miz Mania. I feel
That's
like
not
that
a good Mania title match, though.
No, but I feel like that would be some. Well, I don't think it'd be. Oh, well, it would be a title match.
To fulfill Bryan's contract agreement if they're going to go.
Sure.
And I also feel like that would be something that WWE would do.
Sure.
Okay, I apologize. You can continue talking about this, but I got to think real fast.
Okay. So some things to consider, too. Talking about AJ Styles. We talked about Nakamura for a minute. Both of their...
Look at that.
What? We,
For the after show.
yeah, stay tuned. We're going to walk with Eric.
No, the pig fell into the hole.
Oh, Jesus.
That's why I said we'll get that out later.
Oh,
I was with you.
so, yeah. So, Styles and Nakamura's contracts, supposedly, I don't know this for a fact. This is me doing my little research and reading things. Their contracts are coming to an end, unless they've renewed, in January. Where do they go? Because obviously, if AJ's leaving, if he's...
Nakamura and Styles both?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, we're potentially losing both of them, meaning WWE stands for Walk with Eric. So, you get it, Raven. So, where do we go with Styles? We're coming down to an end of his title run then. He's not going to just walk out with a belt.
Vince won't allow that.
Right, we saw that once with CM Punk. We're not going to let that happen again.
With CM Punk.
Right, a story.
With everybody.
Right. So the thing is, obviously Styles is going to drop it. I just don't know if they're ready to let someone like, I don't mean this in a negative way, but someone like Daniel Bryan take it to build into that storyline. So hard to say there. But let's talk about our main event of Super Showdown. featuring a no DQ, no disqualification.
Wants to walk with Eric?
Raven does.
I saw that.
Triple H with the Heartbreak Kid versus Undertaker with Kane.
For whatever reason, there was no updated picture for this, for Super Showdown.
Well, he does not look like that anymore.
I know I'm sexy.
He doesn't have the look.
Sudoku.
So here's the thing.
Sudoku?
It's super sexy.
The combined age, as mentioned, is over 200 years old of these four. The pacing in this match was bad. There were even botches by Triple H. Taker looked just awfully out of shape, exhausted. The spots with HBK and Kane looked incredibly forced as they waited for each other to get to them. It was a horribly paced match, a horrible storytelling. We did not want to see DX, didn't care to see DX. They didn't even use the DX theme.
Yeah, they came out separate.
They came out separate. I think they're saving it for what's coming next, unfortunately.
That match is going to be so dumb.
Overall, it was a horrible way to end this pay-per-view.
Hey guys, when I turn 60, I want to relive the glory days.
Even Kane was out of shape.
Mm-hmm. It's because he's been running for office instead of running on a treadmill.
He got it, though. I mean, he got what he was going for.
Yeah.
He was elected mayor.
Of somewhere, town, Ohio, or whatever. I don't even know. Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Trevor says, I think Triple H can still go, but he had to carry Taker so much his timing was off. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, Triple H, obviously, the most in shape out of all of them.
He still probably had a little bit of ring rust, but I'm certain that after this, it'll be fine.
Sean's 53, 49, told you, 206 years old. God. So, Triple H, but most in shape, but you can't do it all. And is it just me, or is he starting to look like the dude?
Who?
Triple H.
Yeah, he does look like the dude.
I still wanted to play Kratos.
Oh, I do too.
You can throw that up again for like the 40th time. He's gonna now.
I wasn't, but I will now.
I think it'd be great. Kratos being played by Hunter Hearst Helmsley, or what is his name? Paul
Jean-Paul
Levesque. Is you think Stephanie's last name is Helmsley?
I think she hyphenated.
McMahon Helmsley?
I mean, that's what they bill her as.
No, it'd be McMahon Levesque.
Levesque.
No, what I'm saying is they bill her as McMahon Helmsley.
Yeah.
Taker
wrestles like he's 70. Yeah,
he's
Taker, like,
he needs to stop.
He looks like he's
what
like.
What me is at the very beginning of the match, I was like, damn, he actually looks alright. This might be okay.
Yeah,
like
but
5 minutes in, I was like, nope, never mind.
That's like me. That's like me running on a treadmill. Like I'm like 3 minutes. I'm like huffing. I'm like, yeah.
You spend all your energy getting into your sweatpants.
Yeah. I get in my sweatpants.
You spend all this money on this jumpsuit, looking all fly. You got like stunner shades. I would do the treadmill. You turn around, you're like,
I feel so good for about a minute and a half, and then it just hits me, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
You know what you should do? You should be like me and just not do it.
Yeah, no, I don't do the treadmill anymore. That's the point of this story. Point of the story is I am dying.
We're all dying.
Yep, slowly.
Some of us faster than others.
Yeah. That was the main event of that, right?
Yeah. You know what helps us not live shorter lives?
What?
Evolution.
Oh!
Oh, Usos would love that. So speaking of evolution,
But before we wander off, I got a whole bunch of pictures for this, and I accidentally turned them off and forgot.
You have pictures. Oh, the celebration.
Yeah.
We forgot here. The celebration where it's all the mutual respect.
Yeah.
That didn't continue. Immediately, Undertaker and Triple H make eye contact.
But he's looking at Kane. You can't see it very well on the tiny thing, but he's looking
Well, we don't know who the hell Shawn Michaels is looking at ever.
Ouch.
What? He's got the fucked up eye.
God, every time I see the tombstone now, I just always
get
think
excited
of
and horny?
69ing. Yeah.
I knew you were going to that.
It just
Sicko.
looks so like
Getting
sexual.
some wood there.
It's like, oh,
That looks sexual. Spread eagle on the wood. And they walk off into the moonlight. Dude, imagine that they walk out to...
like holding hands.
Oh, this is such a... Oh, I could write some adult content with this.
Please no.
Coming soon from Dose of Nerd Acumen.
But coming is spelled with a U. Because we're coming with you.
I think it's safe to say that this is not safe for work. Well, unless you're wearing headphones. I mean, there's no boobs yet.
What?
We didn't take our boobs out yet.
But we're a couple of boobs.
Yeah.
This show's done. Tickle my boobs. I'm done with this shit.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about some women.
Our viewers went down to one.
Oh no! The fuck? Shit, what did we do?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say it again because that one viewer might go away.
God damn
Evolution.
it! We literally lost 4, didn't we?
Oh wait, are you saying we're gonna do? You want to do my segment after Evolution or before?
Oh, whatever you want to do. How many times are you gonna walk away during the show?
I'm just gonna run to my car. Right outside.
Okay, a little bit of history on the.
Yes, you should do that.
Oh God.
What did you do?
Kevin messaged and said, "Ring rust, man. He needs to wash his butthole more."
Oh God! What? I don't. Why?
Because Eric said Triple H had ring rust.
Oh, his O-ring. That's dirty, dude.
It was gross.
It's so dirty.
Inapropos.
So, this whole culmination of first off, fun fact, this is not the first ever all women's pay-per-view in history, even though WWE likes to say that. There's all women's federations out there and organizations that do pay-per-views, so every one of their pay-per-views is an all women's pay-per-view. So WWE, this may be your first, but it's not the first.
Have they ever said it's the first, or did they just?
I'm pretty sure.
Because contextually.
I'm pretty sure it was phrased like that it's the first. They're taking awful lot of pride in that.
I'm just losing it life today.
You didn't have it?
No, the papers that I thought were that were actually recipes.
That's gonna be a very different segment.
See, okay, see, there you go, Raven. They changed it to the all women's. Also, they've had previous women main event things before this whole evolution.
Wait, what happened?
Main eventing things.
The fact that WWE Evolution is not literally the first ever all women.
Oh.
Yeah. But let's talk about and give our predictions. We want to play a game with you guys, the viewers.
Do you want me to do my segment real quick? Because I think I remember too.
Yeah, if you want to pull up some stuff, then we can go into that.
Alright.
Dead air is bad air.
Can't talk to me.
Sorry.
Introduce your segment. I was waiting for you.
I thought we were waiting for his. I was also trying to think of. Okay, so. Okay. Now. Now for a segment I like to call. Hey, can I finish? It's now called Hey, can I finish? Okay. So what we're gonna do is I have
canceled.
Hashtag can I finish? I have a bracket, a 32 item bracket, and filled with finishing moves, wrestlers' finishers, and we're gonna do it week by week, and it's gonna be something that we're gonna discuss and figure out which out of these two finishers that I discuss or that I give out are. I want to go with better, like which one is the favorite, but I also kind of want to do I want to do most effective,
Practical.
yeah, practicality,
Effectiveness.
and visual, like which one looks cooler, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So the first one, the first two I have is actually going to be it's going to be a difficult one, maybe. I don't know. You have the Stone Cold Stunner, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stone Cold
Going
Stunner.
big.
And then number 2, you have the Spear, which is weird.
Who's spear?
Which is weird because it's going to be the spear itself. Sub, you have...
See, you can't do that, though, because the stunner is a basic move, but Stone Cold's is a little different on how the opponent sells it.
But it's going to go into the debate, though, which one would win.
Okay.
So it's going to be Roman Reigns' spear and Edge's spear.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Yeah. I know which one's going to be best for that. But I was going to put in things like I was talking to Rob about it a little bit. I put in Chris Jericho, Walls of Jericho, and I also put in Y2J, Lion Tamer. But we kind of narrowed it down. They're the same exact move, just a little tweak.
Lion Tamer's different. You're thinking of Boston Crab.
What?
The Lion Tamer and the Walls of Jericho, it's the same move. He just sits further down from one.
Right, which is also a Boston Crab.
Yeah.
Right.
But
what I'm saying is I removed one.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if I put one on this side, one on this side, there's a potential of them getting together. I could just take one out.
Versus Lion Tamer, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
I want crabs now.
I love crabs. So let's start with this. Let's start with this gross debate.
Well, for me, Edge's spear.
Yeah, I agree. Why do you have? Oh, okay. I was like, why is AJ Styles there? Okay. So you have
when the preview came up and it was just AJ, I'm like, that's not going to be a spear.
So on the left you have
Edge's
spear. On the right you have Roman Reigns' spear, and in the middle you have Stone Cold Stunner. And I picked this gift because The Rock sells the stunner like a fucking champ. Okay.
He oversells some of these moves so
They're
ridiculous.
so great. Like
him and McMahon.
Yeah, McMahon severely undersells the stunner.
Well, because it looks like he actually fucks him up.
Because he just lands on his knees and goes.
Well, he face plants right into his shoulder.
Yeah. Okay, so first off, we'll debate on the spear. Rob, who do you think? Which spear should we use? I think it's unanimous over here.
Well, between these two gifts, I gotta give it to Roman. That's a fucking.
Well, that
all by
particular
itself. But
that
in general,
particular one.
In general, I give it to Edge.
Okay, yeah, I was just more thinking in general because I mean, you can Edge had that spear off of the
off the ladder.
Off the ladder.
Through
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, he was hanging on the.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember which Hardy it was.
So I mean, I could have used that gif, and
You could have.
but I wanted to use one that kind of just showed off the normal move itself. But
Yeah.
Roman didn't have very many good gifts for it. So
And you got to show why the Undertaker had such a shitty match at Super Showdown.
yeah. So I think we're unanimous to Edge's spear. So you can go ahead and remove.
Him and Edge, Undertaker and Edge, though, had a great Mania match years ago.
It wasn't that one, right?
No.
Okay. So okay.
Well,
we'll go
was
with
it
this
that
next
one?
week.
It might have actually been that one.
It looks like a Mania style venue.
Yeah,
Huge.
it might have been that one.
So now we'll go with spear versus stunner. Practicality, or which one would be more practical?
Well, a spear, because you could.
Hit that on almost anywhere from almost any position.
Yeah, that's a basic football takedown.
Yeah.
So practical. I'm assuming it's unanimous here.
Spear.
Practicality spear. Now we'll go with the visuals.
Visual stunner,
I agree.
just because the fanfare out of the exit of it.
But
Then again, it's your.
Situational, though,
But then, yeah, it's where you're hitting them, and the spear through the table obviously is more fanfare. If you're hitting it in the ring.
I think about it this way too. Not necessarily just finisher or I'm sorry, visuals, but I think we should also add into visuals the crowd reaction to it. You know, because
Well,
sure.
if we're talking generally being over, the stunner's going to win that one bucketfuls. Stone Cold got more pops out of the stunner than Edge ever got out of the spear.
True. Maybe we don't add that into that then.
I mean, up to you.
I'm just trying to think because I didn't really. I had a couple of things to talk about, but I'm just trying to think of what would narrow it down a little better. I think visually, though, honestly, for me, visually, the spear is. It's up there.
If we're talking about which one looks like it hurts more, I'm still going to go with the spear.
Yeah.
Because again, that's a real world
Well,
thing.
that's
somebody would
one of the
actually
other
take in real
that's one of
life.
the other ones. What's more effective?
Spear.
The spear would be more effective.
In a real life situation, yeah.
I'm a
but
bit surprised
now, I
that
think more
you
people
went with
think
Roman rather than Goldberg. To be honest with you.
I didn't even think of Goldberg.
You have
Yeah, you got
Goldberg.
three.
You have Charlotte.
Well, I mean, if we're
Charlotte's
A lot
wasn't
of
a
people
finisher.
use it.
Yeah, I mean
or the gore.
Technically wasn't a finisher, but Rhino's gore was.
The
Goldberg's
gore.
spear was
the reason why
Was
I
a
didn't-
signature.
move.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't go with Goldberg's, because Goldberg's wasn't a signature. His jackhammer was his finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, his was brutal.
His was.
Until Bret Hart figured it out.
Yeah. So I think for effectiveness...
Goldberg ended his career as a return to favor.
Yeah.
I think effectiveness would have to also be like, if you were in a wrestling match in this environment where it's a fake wrestling match, which one do you think the viewers would think would hurt more?
Spear.
You think the spear?
I don't know. I think the success rate of the stunner is higher than the spear, though.
I think visually speaking, I think the stunner looks like it hurts more, but it is very situational depending on who sells it.
The thing here
The
is...
other one is the Eclipse. Is basically a stunner.
Yeah.
And almost nobody kicks out of the Eclipse.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be always biased when you have Edge on my TV. So, I'm just laying that out there. One of my favorites.
I like throwing these two on here because, one, you have Stone Cold, who is fucking Stone Cold.
Right, iconic.
Yeah, and then now you have Edge, who has, in my opinion, one of the best spears.
You know, it's funny you say that because a lot of people say quite the opposite.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people say he's got a terrible spear.
Yeah.
I honestly don't get either.
I love his spear.
You know what I want to point out about these two particular gifts, though, is of these 4 people, 2 of them retired due to injuries.
Yeah. Stone Cold retired early. Edge retired early.
Yep.
Both neck injuries.
So with all that considering, if you were to put these two against each other bracket style, who would you choose over the other?
Edge.
At the end of the day,
Spear.
I gotta give it to Edge. I think the stunner historically is a more effective move, but all things considered, I think the spear wins.
I will agree. I honestly thought that was going to swing the other way, to be honest with you.
Yeah?
I thought the...
That's what makes it so interesting. You think you know, but then you don't.
So, number 1 goes to Edge.
There you go.
That's crazy. I didn't expect that. But that was the first segment of, hey, can I finish?
And you're winner. Ding, ding,
And
ding.
you're winner.
So I have a loose idea on mine.
Hopefully it's not a stupid.
You have a loose idea on yours?
Yeah.
What was yours again?
Retro recap.
Oh, retro. You could actually give out the assignment now.
Which, yeah, basically what I'm going to do. So this is for you guys, too.
Okay.
I've bounced this back and forth with Andrea. And
You should explain to them what the segment is, too.
So retro recap. And I'm going to say with the idea.
Okay.
Initially, and I think for this first one, I might still go with it. You as well thought the same thing. That more so just a match in history rather than a whole show. For this one, for the full experience, because it's not a match, I want you to watch the whole show.
Okay.
It's an episode of Raw.
Okay.
So here's your assignment. If you have the WWE Network or not, Google it. Episode 491.
Okay. You might have to message me that or tell it to me after.
Right. I have it in a doc too because I had prepped this for the next episode, but I didn't know we were going to do it now. 491.
That's okay. I was excited about mine.
It aired 16 years ago.
Okay. So 2002.
Yep. October 21st, 2002.
So almost 16 years ago.
Yep.
This
To the
month.
date.
Okay.
Just a few days off.
Is there anything on this that you picked it in particular for?
Yes, but that would spoil the shock value.
Okay.
I'll preface with this. Not safe for work.
Okay.
It's the midst of the Attitude Era and they're pushing the bar. And I truly want to gauge your reaction on how the fuck did this air on TV.
Okay. 491 episode, and that can be found on the network.
On WWE Network, Monday Night Raw, 491.
What do you?
I'm trying to come up with a way to ask without potentially giving anything serious away or spoiling anything. Because I'm curious, did it involve something that took place in the ring or something that took place in the arena?
I'll give you this much. It's part of a storyline between two characters and involved a vignette.
Okay.
I'm not saying
Not what
any.
I thought. Then it's not what I thought.
Not saying any more because I know what you're alluding to. The 90s DX. Yep, not it. But that's a great question. How did that get on TV?
Yeah, no kidding.
But there's also a thing called tape delay.
Yeah.
So that's how that ended up on TV. So that's your assignment. When we come back to NOW in a few weeks, we'll talk about that episode. And I don't want you guys to tell me anything. I don't want you to talk to each other or talk to me about it.
That's gonna be difficult.
I know. Please don't. Please don't.
Okay.
Because I really want the genuine discussion.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you two can. Ultimately, you and I need to have the genuine talk
Right.
with the viewers. So please, 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 please. But let's get on to Evolution.
Cool.
The other game we're going to play with you guys as viewers. This is going to tie it into NAW if you watch. Or if you don't, give you incentive to watch. We're going to do predictions.
Okay.
So who you think will win, if you get the most right, just like you do when you watch the show.
So these points will be tied into the episode after Evolution of nOw?
Yeah.
Okay. Added to your...
So Rob will help us keep score, or we can review the tape pack. If you get the most correct, and you're a participant in AEW, or if you're not, check us out. You can decide a match. So even if one of us get the most right, we get to do the same thing.
So we're doing this too?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I want everyone's involvement. Ultimately, myself, I book it anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
I honestly don't think we should debate too hard as to why we think that pick, because I don't want to sway each other's decisions.
Yeah, why not? Sell each other, man. Try to manipulate each other. It could be an opposite. I could be trying to trick you.
Trying to bluff me into it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you know. But ultimately, I think there should be a discussion to be had. But your pick is your pick. These matches are in no specific order of the event, as always with the predictions. They are subject to change. This is just the order of the Wikipedia article on what is being booked potentially for this show. And this show is airing 7 p.m. Eastern Standard this Sunday night on WWE Network Live. So if you're going to watch Evolution, that's where you can find it.
Before we get into it, I do want to say that if you are listening to this on our podcast, the segment we just did, the Can I Finish segment, we did have GIFs on the screen. So if you want to see those or want to see any visual reactions to anything in this, you can check out the actual video podcast on our Twitch or our YouTube channel.
We're doing also 2 pay-per-view predictions during the show, meaning you'll have 2 chances to win. It'll be overall for...
Or the ones after those?
It'll have to be the one after.
Okay, cool.
Because those shows are a week apart.
Okay.
So, first match being booked. Again, no specific order. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey.
Randy Rousey.
The champion versus Nikki for the Raw Championship. Again, we could talk more than just the predicting. We could talk our thoughts on what we even feel.
Stipulation on this match?
None. Just match.
Championship match. That's it.
Yep.
I think that Ronda's gonna take it or keep it.
Rousey to retain. That's my vote.
Why?
Because the way she's being booked
as an unstoppable monster. And
They're not going to give it to Nikki?
no, I don't think they're going to give it to Nikki at
an all-women's pay-per-view?
Even though it is the very first all-women's pay-per-view, I think that they still want to push Ronda Rousey as the future of the division. But having Nikki in the match still allows her to be part of this historic event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they're giving that to her. The thing that sucks...
Do you think this is going to be the main event?
Yeah.
Okay. I think so.
Are you kidding me? Nikki has no chance at all.
This
is Raven.
So Raven's got Ronda.
I'm also going to go with Ronda here, but the thing is, while it's great that Ronda Rousey's getting this moment, it kind of sucks.
I agree.
For all the people that put in the years and decades of work to get here.
Which gives me that little tiny, maybe Nikki will take it. Maybe she will. Maybe something will happen. Maybe
I'd love for that swerve.
You think so?
No, I don't think so, but I would love for that swerve.
I would love that swerve too, and I think if it does happen, I think it would have to be on the back of Brie Bella doing something.
Which is why I asked if there was a stipulation. Because if it's no DQ or something, then maybe.
Yeah, no, with a singles match.
Mike, you cut again, and it's not coming back on my side.
Tech issues.
Am I back?
Yes.
Cool.
So, I guess we all feel that Ronda's going to win it.
Yep.
So
we all got one for Ronda here.
Talk about stipulation. The next match is the last woman standing for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We have Becky Lynch, the champ, and
Is
Charlotte
this the
Flair.
first ever
last woman standing.
30-minute match?
That's
that's the last
Man.
woman standing. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Iron Woman matches.
They've already had Iron
Woman. What was it? Bailey and Sasha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate the bells. They're awful.
Jeez. Tell us how you really feel.
So, speaking of stipulation with what Rob said, Charlotte's winning.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, last one I'm standing, no DQ. Becky's already shown she's not afraid to cheat. I think Becky's going to retain.
I think Charlotte wins.
Charlotte wins.
I think Charlotte wins, but doesn't hold it for very long.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't really sway my
here's the
view
thing.
or anything, but
The centerpiece of the women's roster is clearly Charlotte.
yeah, that's why I was saying if Charlotte wins, she doesn't hold it for very long, because that way that gives her moment at Evolution, but also you can have since their rivalry is so like on fire right now.
Well,
You can have Becky take it back, and then people
and
would be
they've
like,
shown
oh, sweet.
with her and Sasha Banks' rivalry in the early days and them on their main roster, they're not afraid to bounce the belt back and forth every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because between, I think, 3 months, they
That-
each won the belt 3 or 4 times, and it even happened on Raws. It happened on pay-per-views. They weren't afraid to change the belt.
As much as I dislike, as much as like,
I feel about that mentality.
I love the belt bouncing back and forth in the women's division, because
It diminishes the value.
I think that it shows that they're all capable of being champions.
We know they're all capable.
Yeah, but for someone who doesn't,
I just think it diminishes the value when you bounce it around.
I like the competition. I don't. For me, it feels like, what did I say?
Holy cow.
You said, tell me how you really feel, so he did.
Okay, I really feel is they are no talent hacks that should be jobbing to Sasha Bailey, Asuka, Rousey, Bliss, and others. Okay.
He does not like the Bellas.
What did they do to you?
No, or what did they not do to him?
You know,
more truth.
I watch the reality shows, so
I need to catch up on that. Actually.
I enjoy them.
Yeah.
Explains so much.
Have you watched Total Divas?
No, but it explains why he hates Rusev so much.
It's super interesting.
That
Yeah.
is exactly why I hate Rusev.
Yeah.
Because the reality show, he's a dick.
That totally scripted reality show.
Everything's scripted.
WWE is
This is scripted. I'm not really like this.
This is scripted.
I don't really have a cold. I wanted sympathy and some cheers bits
He
tonight.
doesn't even actually have a beard.
Raven says Becky is
Yeah.
my pick, but I feel they may put it on Charlotte. I think they're
This
going to
is
put it
Eric's
on
butthole hair.
Charlotte. I have red butthole hair.
Oh, God, that's because of the ring rust.
Yeah.
Ring Rust Radio. Great podcast,
It
by the way.
is.
God,
It is a good podcast.
this went down.
So is the Slam Compadres. Just saying.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so
Now shout out to us, assholes.
are you keeping tally or?
Yeah.
Okay, so Raven has Charlotte. I don't know if you put it down.
Well, no, we didn't get anybody.
Raven has Becky.
Just one, did we?
Raven has,
Oh, yeah, he said wrong. I did not see that. Oops.
oh yeah, I needed to say Becky. My bad. I'm gonna say Charlotte.
We're agreeing on shit so far. What the
I
hell?
know.
What an unappealing and interesting show.
Uninteresting. Rob, you said Becky or?
Yep.
Okay.
Aaron and I are both Becky. So that one's split 2-2.
Huh. Okay.
2-2.
2D.
So the NXT women are getting a chance on the main
I know. I'm
roster pay
excited
per
for
view. This will be
match.
really good. Shayna Bedazzled.
Sazzler.
Bedazzled.
Bedazzler?
Is it Baszler? Is that how you?
I heard Bedazzler.
I think it's Basler.
Pretty sure it's
Bedazzler.
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 She's getting her rematch against Kairi Sane. I really want Sane to retain.
She, you know what? I'm gonna say that she does retain, and I'll tell you why. Because I think they want to push Shayna to the.
She's ready for main roster.
Yeah.
She
So
should
why
feud
give her
with-
another title run?
She needs to
when they're
feud with
gonna bring her?
Ronda. That's a better opponent.
I think that would be a great
then-
fucking match.
Real opponent.
Right.
She'll be the first one, I think, to have a chance of taking the belt.
Yeah.
That's a good story to tell. To be
Yeah.
honest,
That's why I think Kairi Sane will retain, because I think they want to work on pushing Shayna up, and I think it would take her back a step to put her back in the role of champion, even though champion is the highest thing you can have in NXT. I think putting her in that role would still bring her back in her career, because she needs to be pushed forward.
Yeah,
So-
she's not going to come to main roster with the belt.
No,
chat. Who do you think? Tell us.
but she's really, since the Mae Young Classic last year, like she looked like last year. I absolutely hated her. Not that I really like her now, but she
Who?
is Shayna Baszler.
Oh,
Baszler.
she's.
But
fine.
she's grown though from what she was. She can actually sell things and actually put on decent matches. She doesn't look like that unstoppable. Like, I'm from MMA. I'm better than everybody else kind of person.
Yeah, I don't like that character. So yeah,
But
chat.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Kairi Sane. You're probably going Kairi Sane
I'm
too.
going Sane.
Rob.
I didn't say it out loud. I don't know enough about either one of these two's body of work to really say on a technical level, but I agree with the script arguments completely. Man's honest.
Trevor says, Kyrie, she is sexy, and that is my reasoning. And you
just
spelled
wanted-
it wrong twice. That's okay, though.
He just wants to drive her boat.
However you spell it. So, Robbie, what did you say? I'm sorry. Did you say Kyrie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we all agree on that. Well, we're 3 for 3, buddy.
Well, I guess we're all getting matches.
I guess
I
so.
was gonna say you three are, or you two are 3 for 3.
Yeah. So the next one is the UK Women's Championship.
Which I actually have nothing for.
UK Women's Championship?
Yeah, there's no opponent set, and then Rhea Ripley.
Oh, it's Rhea Ripley. Is she the current champion? This is to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think whoever determining
Well, it's
on
the
who
Battle Royal.
Oh, it's the Battle Royal.
Yeah, and that's
That
what,
will determine who she's fighting.
uh-huh.
I think that Rhea Ripley,
Royal is for
the Battle Royal, the winner of the Battle Royal goes
No,
into the
that's
match
for
the.
no, that's
Rhea
for
Ripley's for the UK championship.
yeah, and the Battle Royal's for a future opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna say that's
okay.
not right.
Yeah, so I don't know how they're determining this. Well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I will
can't find
say,
anything on it.
I will
There's not
say
much on
that
it.
after watching the Mae Young Classic, the past 8 weeks for this year,
Oh, that's I think what it is.
The winner of that will get the shot.
I think.
I mean, that makes sense.
no,
No, because I don't have stipulation on here. I didn't find anything on that.
no, the Mae Young Classic, the winner of the Mae Young Classic. Oh, maybe then it might be for that, because that would tell a story.
But they're
then.
not NXT UK. That's the weird thing.
Tony Storm is.
Sure.
She's in the final.
So they're just basically going to make her win to go to the final to win.
That's
That's the story to be told her, sure. So in that regard, I'm going to pick the to be determined to win the UK.
I'll pick the to be determined as
And
well.
then you have the Mae Young Classic, which you're just talking about. Yoshari, I don't know how to pronounce that. Tony,
Io Shirai.
sure.
I
Tony
was
Storm.
telling you.
No, I know. I'm agreeing.
You're
I won't.
sarcastic.
Well, because
Sure.
I am saying because I won't
Sure, whatever
remember
you
it.
say. What do
How
you
many
say,
times have
Rabbit?
I mispronounced Basler? Let's be real.
Tony Storm, the Thunder from Down Under.
So Tony Storm will.
Gale?
Tony Storm will.
Girl?
Tony Storm will win this. That's
Tony
my
Sto-
pick. So we just bust out 2 picks. You got
Well, okay, so.
it, producer. You following us?
I'm not taking a vote for Rhea Ripley versus nobody. That's ridiculous.
Then okay, you don't get a freaking vote then.
I don't know. Like,
Tony Storm.
I want Tony Storm to win. But Io Shirai was like number one female wrestler in Japan.
It's fun.
And
Did she
she's
sign a contract
she's
yet?
unstoppable. Yeah,
Okay.
for NXT.
Tony Storm. Ravens going to Storm.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Tony Storm too. God, I know.
Why? You don't have to do what we're doing.
No. I want her to win.
The title is currently held by Rhea Ripley.
Oh, it is?
Well, there you go.
It'll be a match that was originally announced as Rhea Ripley versus Tony Storm,
Oh, okay.
mistakenly by a social media team.
Because that's probably what's going to happen.
It could be because Ripley's title win hasn't aired yet.
There you go.
The Dawn versus who's Dawn?
Isla Dawn.
Isla Dawn?
Yeah.
Ripley was set to defend her title against Isla Dawn at Evolution, but as noted, the match is no longer being listed by WWE. It could be because the blah blah blah, like I said.
Mhm.
So that might wind up being the match, and it just hasn't been announced yet.
Right.
Isla Dawn.
Yeah.
I like Isla Dawn.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I'm going with Storm.
I've seen
So
Storm wrestle a few times. I've never seen Shirai, so
She's freaking great.
yeah. But if the way they've booked
Yeah, the
Asuka and Nakamura lately, people they're pulling over from overseas are not doing well right now.
Kairi Sane. She was last year's Mae Young Classic winner.
Yeah, but
She's NXT
she's
Women's
our
Champion.
exception. I'm just saying.
and
You only
the
need
reason I think they did that is to bump the storyline thought process that we had to put in motion.
Which one? Oh, maybe.
So that's the only reason I think that's happening. So again,
So I was looking up what's going on with the Ripley match. Who you said something about picking TBD.
Yeah.
Eric?
I'm gonna pick TBD.
TBD. TBD.
Raven?
I think they went with Storm.
Actually, you know what?
Well,
I'm actually
not
gonna
for
go.
Storm, I see that.
I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley.
You changing your vote?
Yeah. Only one of us can win.
That's fine. So our next matchup, which ultimately was separate matches, and then they combined them.
Oh yeah, I was wondering why they did that.
Injuries.
Really?
Alexa Bliss.
Is that the only reason?
She had a mild concussion, and then you said the nose-breaking potential storyline.
But I think that happened after they combined them.
Well, she's been working injured, though, too.
Yeah, but
So my thought is they're going to put her in a tag match to keep her safe, and to play off her heel character, she'll enter just to leave she'll get tagged in to get tagged back out to play that, and she'll only have a few bumps to play it safe.
You think so?
Yeah, I think this match will be carried by the others.
By the legends.
It's interesting, too, because 3 of the 4 here are from the Attitude Era.
I would
and
have
then
loved to see
Ruthless
Beth
Aggression
Phoenix
era.
in that match instead.
Second?
I would have loved to see Beth Phoenix in that match.
Speaking of
instead
Beth Phoenix,
Alexa
she is on commentary.
Bliss. Yeah.
So her, Renee Young, and Michael Cole.
She actually does really good commentary for the Mae Young Classic.
I'm not doubting that, but why the fuck is Michael Cole?
Yeah.
Because
I
he
would've
is like the
much-
staple.
Yeah, but I would have much rather seen them bring Corey Graves over since he's on both shows already. If you're gonna bring a dude in,
Or Lita, she has called,
Lee's
Well,
she's
Lita's
in
in
a match, but have her commentate the rest and just have the other 2 sit there and
I
commentate.
mean, don't get me wrong. It should be another female.
Yeah.
But if it's gonna be a dude, why was it not Corey Graves? Is my question.
I think they want, since it's such a big show, I think they want Michael Cole, who's their staple commentary, to be at the head of it to kind
You
of
know, at least
kind of guide it.
That he's the staple commentator, considering he's only on Raw.
Let me not say staple. Let me say
You're not wrong.
well, he's been the only constant for the last 20 years.
the most veteran,
Yeah.
He's the most tenured out of all.
tenured.
Yeah.
Thank you, because
Not
he
the most entertaining though.
it would
No.
it's easier for him to kind of steer the commentary and steer the show in places. You know what I mean? He's kind of has that mentality on commentary to know where to go with it. So I think they want it to go off without a hitch on commentary.
You know, I don't like it.
I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I'm just trying to explain why they did it or why they couldn't.
I'm just happy that we didn't get Jerry the King Lawler because we would get 2.5 hours of puppies.
Or dead silence.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause
Or
he-
just literal dead.
because he wouldn't be allowed to say the shit he said back then.
No, I'm not even talking about that. On Raw, or not Raw, SmackDown, him and Booker were doing guest commentary during the match between the New Day and the Bar. And every time it would cut to Booker and King, King was just like, and never said anything. And Booker would be like, hey King, what do you think about what's going on in the match?
Terrible.
It was weird. It was very weird.
I'm going with Lita and Stratus.
As is Raven.
Bliss and James.
You think so?
Yeah, they better. It's not a very flattering picture of Mickey James.
No, it's not. But she's very flattering. Other than
You know what? This
How many of them have had plastic surgery too? That's the thing.
I think Trish has. I
Like,
think
Jesus.
Mickey has. I don't know about Lita.
Yeah,
Where?
her face. She's had the. What do you call that?
in Mexico, Eric. Why does it matter where?
Cultaholic guy says this tag match was always the plan, but they announced singles match to build hype.
Oh,
Because they couldn't announce the Rousey versus Bella match when the tickets went on sale.
Yeah, okay.
that kind of makes sense, though.
I mean, whatever. I think if that was the plan, it's a weird plan, but
But I'm sure there's been plans like that where they have to.
WWE's plans are always weird. Who are we kidding here?
well, because the thing is, the Trish Mickey James rivalry makes sense on opposing teams because ultimately
Yeah,
Mickey's climb to success was dethroning Trish at WrestleMania 22.
Ooh, it would have been better to have Molly Holly in there. I think.
Well, there's another thing
Lita
that
and Molly Holly.
Oh, in the match?
Yeah.
she would fit more so in this tag match.
Yeah. Or
And,
Jackie. Or Jacqueline.
and Lita and Trish also had storied rivalry, so it's weird that they're working together.
It would have been a great triple threat to have Trish Stratus, Lita, and Mickey James.
Right.
That would have been more interesting. And then
So-
have Alexa Bliss as the ref.
So
The last promo those two cut, though, Lita Lita and Trish were both like, we bring out the best in each other, so we're going to be a great tag team. And I'm like, that's not how that works.
No. I also like they were in Philly and they played off the. Are you talking about practice? Do you know what that's from?
No.
It was an interview with Allen Iverson, how he like missed practice or something years ago, and he goes,
yeah,
"Talking about practice? We talking about the game." I thought that was really funny because they were in Philly and he played for the 76ers.
That makes more sense because they said they're talking about practice.
Yeah.
Like 50 times.
Yeah, that was why.
I was like, oh my god, did you forget your line? Don't you have a headset?
In that interview, he said that so much. So I guess what are you doing with? You said, what did you say, Rob?
I'm actually going to side with Travis on this one. I think it makes the most sense from a story perspective to have
the heels go over.
Bliss and Mickie James go over.
Do we see the moonsault or the attempt of it from Lita?
Yes.
Oh,
do we see Stratisfaction?
Stratisfaction, I do think so. She Lita.
Do we see a vagina grab? No. The reason I asked that is because the match, they cut this out of the DVD. I was there, WrestleMania 22, when Mickie James dethroned Trish, and she did that. She fucking grabbed her vagina.
Wow.
Just like out of nowhere?
Towards the end of the match, yeah.
Just like knelt down?
There you go.
See, there you go, Raven. You caught me when... So it's funny that people...
I actually did know about that.
So
you did or didn't?
The storyline of Mickie James'
the
introduction.
Fingers thing
She was an obsessed fan.
Of Trish Stratus.
Yeah,
that was how Mickie James got her start. I think literally she hopped the thing and jumped.
Yep,
into the
obsessed fan, and then got matched, and then started mimicking her, and then built into her own character, and then rose to the top. And
why? I love those kind of angles, like people just jumping out of the crowd.
It works sometimes.
What was the other woman that did that? She was one of the big Amazonian types, as they called her on commentary.
The paramedic was another one. The love interest with Val Venus.
Santino Marella was one.
Santina.
Santina.
BB. She was the paramedic.
BB Bluff.
Barbara Bush or something. I forgot what they. But she was this tall, just buff, blonde paramedic that had like a love interest with Val Venus.
Weird.
So we're kind of split
90s.
on this. Us four. Me and Trevor.
You and Trevor are going Trish Lita. Me and Travis are going Bliss James.
Yep.
What do we got next?
Women's Battle Royal. I don't have the participants listed for this, but as you can see with the image, just your thoughts on who you think will win.
That's Carmella. I forgot she went.
Yeah, she went. Yeah.
Is that
I don't know.
Alundra Blaze?
Alundra Blaze is in this match.
Who
yes.
is two to the right of? Who's to the right of Alicia Fox? Is that Lana?
So Maria is in this, making her return.
Top right there.
No, Lana's dead middle, top row.
Yeah.
Oh, then who's the bottom right?
I don't know.
The very bottom
left
right
is Molly Holly, all the way to the left.
Michelle McCool is in this match.
Michelle McCool is above.
James Ellsworth makes his return.
Santina.
Iconics are in it. Mandy Rose. Who's that? What's her name again?
I think Ivory's in this match.
Ivory.
Zelina Vega's in the match.
Zelina Vega. Who's the top left who looks like a demon?
All right, hang on.
With black eyes. The very top left above. Oh,
There you
Jesus.
go.
Oh, that's Tamina Snuka.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tamina.
yeah, because she is in that.
Molly Holly. Ivory.
Who's all the way top? Oh, Candice LeRae.
Yep.
Alundra Blaze, Iconics, Nia Jax. You know who I want to win, but she won't win? Dana Brooke.
I'm picking Ember Moon.
You think so? That was gonna be my. I'm thinking Asuka or Ember Moon. I think it's gonna come down to Asuka and Ember Moon. Or no, never mind. I still think it might be Asuka. Though.
Raven also going with Ember. Good choice. Snow, Santina, and Ellsworth. Jesus Christ. Let's just destroy everything we've built.
That's what James Ellsworth does.
He does.
He ruins
God.
everything women's.
I don't understand why. Excuse me.
He's-
People liked him.
He's signed with someone else at this point. He made his debut last week.
Yeah, did you hear about that? Like how the crowd booed the fuck out of them because they thought it was going to be Chris Jericho?
No.
At Impact? Yeah, it was TNA.
Nice.
Well, he's been hopping. He
Yeah.
was just at the Detroit show, the group
really?
that I had been talking about. He made an appearance at that too.
At Clash?
Not Clash, the other. But yeah,
I'm
he's been
gonna
making his
go
rounds.
with oh God. I can't decide.
I'm gonna go Nia Jax.
She's been off TV for a while. It'd be a nice introduction.
I'm gonna go Asuka.
Reintroduction.
Bottom right is Kelly Kelly. Yeah, that looks like Kelly Kelly.
Oh yeah.
Kelly, yeah, she's in this match.
Yeah, she is booked in it, so that's gotta be.
I kind of wanted to go Candice LeRae too, but I don't think she's gonna win. It would be nice if she did.
No, I really think it's gonna wind up being Nia because now that she's back on TV, they want to build that brand back up after all of the. She's gonna win awards.
What's up, noob? You did not miss everything. We're just talking about Evolution. We still have yet to talk about Crown Jewel, so sit back, relax, and chat with us because we're talking wrestling.
We're talking wrestling for once.
So I'm going with Ember Moon, so that's my pick on that one.
All right, what are we going to next?
The last one that we have on the card that's known is Sasha Banks, Bayley, Natalya versus the Riot Squad.
I think Riot Squad's going to pull it up.
I think the Riot Squad needs this win.
I don't want them to get it, but I agree that with Eric they're gonna get it.
Yeah, I think they need this win, so that's going to be my pick. And do I care about this match?
No,
Not at all.
not really.
It almost doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't.
Like they're pushing for this to be a big deal right now by constantly having them get up in everybody's face, but I really feel like they were getting ready to push Ruby against Ronda, and then we're like, never mind, maybe not.
Well, they gave her a couple pushes, and then they take her off TV.
Well, she got injured at one point.
Well, it shouldn't help, right?
A while, yeah.
But still.
I don't know. I really like Ruby Riott.
I can't stand the Riot Squad. I fully recognize that Ruby Riott actually is a good wrestler, but I cannot stand the Riot Squad.
Sarah, I think individually they're all well, with the exception of Liv Morgan. I think Sarah Logan is actually a decent wrestler because last year she was in the Mae Young Classic and she did do pretty well and she was enjoyable to watch. But I think they had to reel her in to make her, they want to shine.
Well,
Ruby
they keep her
Riott.
safe.
Yeah, and they also wanted to push Ruby Riott as the head of the group because obviously Riot Squad,
Yeah.
She reminds me
and
of
she's the most
Victoria.
recognizable person.
You remember Victoria?
Yeah.
She reminds me of her.
If they were to all
Sasha's
go
team.
solo, I think Ruby'd be the only one to make it.
Yeah, easily.
And not like technical skill, I think Liv could get there, and I think Sarah is most of the way there, but character-wise, the other two have nothing outside of Riot Squad that makes them interesting to watch, and I don't even like that.
No, I mean wrestling-wise, they're all pretty. Everybody in that ring has talent, but
Yeah.
the Riot Squad as a group is a group, and
They
they don't.
sort of catch up so edgy. Yeah, some shit storytelling.
Every time they cut to a backstage segment, I'm like, can this just please let it be short? Because it's always stupid. I pushed over a trash can.
Yeah, it's
Petty.
always Liv Morgan.
Garbage.
Was that the last match?
That's
they had?
it. Let's move on because I don't want to talk about this match anymore.
Did you get Ravens?
So,
Hang on, let me save that real quick.
I want to preface this next prediction card with a little bit of topical news stories because this is actually a pretty big deal. And a really good talking point. I don't know how heavily everyone is in world affairs or politics, but this is a major deal that's been happening.
It is
So,
a big deal.
if you don't know already, WWE signed a 10-year deal, like a big money deal with Saudi Arabia to put on events for 10 years. That's why we had the Greatest Royal Rumble, Crown Jewel. We're having future ones over the next 10 years. This deal is almost as big as the Fox deal that WWE has. It's big. Recently, there's been some issue with stuff over there. I'm going to quote this from Wikipedia because it words it better than I could. These words are not mine. As had already been the case with their previous show in Saudi Arabia, the Greatest Royal Rumble, WWE came under scrutiny for catering to a state of accused severe human rights abuse, leading a war on attrition in Yemen and suppressing women's rights. In wake of the death of Jamal Khashoggi, WWE has faced calls to cancel the event, with prominent politicians from both the U.S. Republican and Democratic Party criticizing the company's endeavors in Saudi Arabia. Questions were raised whether because of the position of Administrator of Small Business Administration Linda McMahon, who's the wife of WWE CEO Vince McMahon and former WWE executive herself. WWE's endeavors in Saudi Arabia could still be viewed as strictly private business enterprise. Due to this, Democratic Senator Bob Menendez urged U.S. government to pressure WWE into canceling the event, while Republican Lindsey Graham, among others, called for WWE to reconsider their business deals in the Saudi kingdom. Knox County Mayor and professional wrestler Glenn Kane Jacobs, who is scheduled to compete in a tag team match, announced he will work the event, contrasting reports that the majority of WWE's wrestlers felt uncomfortable working the show. Former wrestler JBL spoke on Fox News in favor of the event in order to promote change, while current wrestler Randy Orton had similar remarks when speaking with TMZ. WWE continues to promote the show, but has yet since erased all references to Saudi Arabia on the event's location, or as the event's location. On October 19, so just last Friday, the tickets were supposed to go on sale. The Saudi government confirmed the death of Khashoggi with the consulate, and WWE.com removed ticket information from the event page. Yesterday, October 25th, WWE confirmed the event will go on as planned. So basically, this person was a journalist, an advocate of their, I guess, an opponent of a lot of the stances they had on human rights and other things.
Who was?
The Khashoggi, the man that was murdered and dismembered. And then it was hidden from them. So there's a bigger story I won't elaborate on here, but basically, human rights, murder, cover up, a lot of issues. And because of the money deal, WWE is like, well, we'll just push it to the side that we're going to Saudi Arabia. We're still going to promote it.
We'll just talk about Crown Jewel.
We'll just talk about Crown Jewel and maybe scramble to find another location, what they were failing to do. And then yesterday, they're like, it's still going on. John Cena's basically said he's not going. Daniel Bryan is on the fence about going.
Yeah.
So
last reports I saw, Cena and Bryan were both adamant they will not go.
right. Other members are uncomfortable. The women obviously aren't going because of.
I mean, they weren't going anyway.
Right, but still, like,
Definitely.
if they want an accompaniment, and there was the problem back at the Greatest Royal Rumble, they showed clips on the big screen of women on one of their trailers by accident. So, like, their values and things are very different here, so I want to come off as not offensive as I can. It's very different than our approach to things and our way of life. Personally, these are my opinions and my own. I think they should have pulled out from this event. They should not have continued to book it and should not have it in Saudi Arabia because of what happened over there. Again, these are mine. These are not necessarily theirs.
I mean, I agree with you.
You don't have to. These
No,
again,
I know you don't have to, but I do.
In the aftermath of everything that's come out, I also agree. I don't know necessarily that cancellation would be the correct move because from a business standpoint, that screws a lot of stuff up. But relocation, I think, should have been mandatory.
Relocation, definitely. And it's that value of life or money debate. Like, what is the cost of life then?
Yeah.
So, like, as a business standpoint, it's a lot of money on the table. But again, I would cancel this shit.
Which is why I say relocate over cancel.
Well, cancel it in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't say scrap the pay-per-view.
Agree there.
Pay-per-view could still go on.
Yeah.
Just call it the Crown.
I mean, you can still call it Crown Jewel, but
Well, it's a clear reference to.
Well, sure, but the rumor was they were looking at a new location in London, as we discussed.
Right.
In which case, the name still would have made sense.
Right.
But, at the end of the day, not pushing the conversation too political. I got to agree with that. That I think it's the wrong move to continue to have the event there.
So if you want to learn more, if you're interested in news, find your most reliable news source. Look up information, educate yourself on this topic, gather your own thoughts and opinions on it. I don't want to encourage or influence opinions on this type of subject matter, but these are my personal opinions and thoughts on it. So again, educate yourself. That's the best thing you can do in situations like this. Well, let's talk about the matches. Let's go back to fake stuff.
Yep.
Shit that really doesn't matter.
And these matches, the discussions that we're having about these matches are not going to have any influence on where the event's going to happen, how it's going to take place. It's just going to be if these matches happened, what our thoughts would be on those matches.
Right. We're going to go back to the entertainment world and continue what we do best and just talk shit.
Talk about Roman again.
Yep.
So speaking of that, originally planned, and again, these matches are in no specific order. These are just what is listed on Wikipedia, which I often use as a reference. Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman. What the hell?
That's the wrong one, Chief.
That is super
This-
fun one.
So originally scheduled was a triple threat for the Dodo Universal Championship. However, got changed to now be, because of the situation, an unfortunate situation, it's just a singles for the vacant title between Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. What do we do here? Who's winning this belt?
Braun.
Braun. That's my vote.
It's my vote too.
I'm going with a swerve. I could see them pulling a dick move and having Brock win this thing.
If they do that, I'm done with NOW.
So here
I don't want to talk
We'll
about
have
this anymore.
casting soon.
Yeah.
casting couch.
And then my third persona will come out.
We need to make that happen. Eric the Dead.
I'm apparently the
Rabbit,
Cactus Jack of DNA.
Mick Foley.
Yeah. Eric Foley.
Which would Rabbit be? Would he be... Rabbit's like the Dude Love.
Rabbit would be like the dude love.
I think Eric the Dead was Cactus Jack.
Yep.
Colored and-
I would
So you
just
need
have to
to
come
come
out
up with
like
a
super
crazy-
crazy.
Yeah, you need to come up with a crazy gimmick.
Yeah.
I'm just G-Dub. You know what's funny, too? I was just thinking this today. Our names were R and G.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
Wait. Oh, R and G.
RNG. RNG.
I know, random number generator. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, but
So-
me and you,
Right.
not
we're,
him.
We're
'cause
R
he's
and G.
L.
Well, sure. He's just... Before, we were gel or leg.
We were leg, yep.
Leg gel?
Leg gel.
Leg gel.
Oh, that sounds gross.
Now we're
want-
GRL. We're girl.
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 So here's the other possible. Here's the other possible outcome. Neither person wins.
Double count out.
Double count out.
Contest.
Just nothing.
They canceled the event.
Well, and then you build the vacant title to Survivor Series.
I hate that idea. It's not beyond them, but I hate it.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
So let's say Roman was still in this match. I think Roman would have retained.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
would have, for sure.
So
Absolutely.
you have to scramble and rewrite your whole fall programming into the holiday.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking to
Or you
buy
just-
yourself time.
Or you just hold, yeah, like you said, hold it vacant. Imagine that vacant title is Roman.
Well, yeah, don't have anyone win this, and then
Yeah.
just continue with a little
Just
detour.
have, like-
You just lower the belt down into the ring while the Shield music plays
Just
for about 2 minutes.
no,
and then
you
back
lower it down. You give one superstar a bat and a blindfold, and you spin them in circles, and they have to hit it like a pinata.
So every Roman match.
Yeah,
up. Oh,
Sorry, this is
not
low,
every Joe match.
lowbrow. Anyways, that's my thought on that. What will happen? I'm gonna go with Brock Lesnar for the
You
swerve.
said it first, folks. He's going with Braun Strowman.
Braun Lesnar,
Trevor says Braun. They can't give the belt back to Lesnar.
but they can and they will
can and they probably will.
because he's not booked yet for a UFC fight. You need to keep him relevant and in the news.
And you know the worst part of it is that it kind of would make sense to put it back on him if the idea had been for Roman to retain. Because if Roman was supposed to retain, then that means the plan was for Braun to get it later on, theoretically. And Lesnar was just a fill-in to add pop to the match. So if Lesnar wins and keeps the belt, then Braun still has a reason to
He's still
chase the championship.
chasing it, which is more interesting for television, and it creates that anger and resentment if Brock has it. It's good TV.
That's some true shit right there, though.
A vacant title would still appear more than Lesnar. You know, whatever. At this point, that fucking title sucks. So
Okay.
give it to Brock.
Okay, you guys,
How come the Universal's on my
you
side?
turned
get to
me.
be the-
I think I'm gonna go with Brock.
Look at.
Ugh, you bastard.
You turned me.
I'm the Universal champ and you're the WWE champ. You see that? Why do I get to be the vacant bullshit?
Because I am the phenomenal one.
I'm Brock. I'm Bork Laser.
Bork Laser. I'm
That's
Peen.
the only good thing about Brock Lesnar.
I'm Peen Cumbros.
Bork Laser. So,
Team combos?
we're going to travel
Team
back in
Cumbros, you know?
time to 1996. And we're going to have a tag team match between DX and the Brothers of Destruction. Why is this happening?
I don't care about this man. Whoa, Doctor spills a lot.
Why is this
That's why
happening?
there's a lid.
So here's the thing. Triple H just beat The Undertaker.
You skipped one.
No, he
He's not
didn't.
going in order.
According
Oh.
to the doc, you skipped one.
Yeah,
Suck it.
I'll circle back.
Who are you trying to be? X-Pac? I think I'm gonna go with DX on this one.
Triple H just beat.
Oh, he did. But they got destroyed though, like afterwards.
Yeah, he
Sure
got
to-
destroyed afterwards.
Sure.
After the Undertaker was already beat up and super kicked and petted.
Sure, to build to this. I don't know.
Well, no, that's my point. I think Taker and Kane are gonna win now.
You know what? I do actually no. I'll go with Undertaker Kane simply because I don't think Shawn has anything in his tank anymore.
Oh. I don't disagree, but that hurts so bad to hear out.
Taker breaks a hip and can't kick out. So I'm going to just go in opposition of you just for kicks.
Okay.
Some sweet kicks.
Some sweet chin kicks.
Yeah. And the song I'll be playing is Victory. So I'm going to go with DX.
Or
I don't want to. But
Or
I'm
with
gonna go
with kicks, you'll be playing Defeat.
No, I don't like it.
Well played.
I
Right.
don't like it.
Defeat.
There's a reason I put your microphone over there.
Defeat. The feet.
So, yeah, I'll go DX.
You would.
Circling back here, we skipped one. AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, what we talked about earlier.
Oh, AJ Styles.
I think Brian's gonna get it.
I think based on the storyline predictions, I think Bryan as well. So we'll go with that.
I'm gonna still go AJ Styles.
You may be right on that. But I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan.
I think it makes the most sense for Brian to take it. No matter what, I think it makes the most sense.
Styles has got to drop it at some point.
He's
Yeah,
already set the record.
I don't think Daniel Bryan is on his level.
He's not
No,
anymore.
no. That is.
I think he needs a worthy opponent. You know who that opponent is?
The Miz.
Leo Rush.
Oh my God! Speaking of people that could never be on TV ever again, and I'd be happier for it.
Leo Rush.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley.
Also, yes.
Roman Reigns. Oh wait, just kidding.
So how about this?
Yes.
The match happens.
Or it
Well,
doesn't happen. That's okay too.
the match starts. But Daniel Bryan's like, no show because he's not going to show for this event. Instead,
Oh,
instead,
The Miz.
no.
yeah.
Samoa
What?
Joe.
The Miz comes out to Daniel Bryan's music. That'd be amazing.
That would be great.
But even better, Kenny fucking Omega shows up.
Oh my God, that would not happen. But I would lose my goddamn mind. By the way, I put this one-winged angel on that list for finishers.
Yeah. So I want to say something. Speaking of Kenny Omega and people in fantasy booking,
Hang on. Go ahead.
with Saudi Arabia requesting, so with Saudi Arabia requesting these matches, they're the reason why the DX thing happened. They want these classic stars because that's who they're familiar with to be at their show. So among DX and other people they've asked, they've also asked for people like Yokozuna and Owen Hart, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's how out of touch they are.
There's an episode of Big Bang Theory where Raj is talking to his parents and they're from India. And they're talking on video chat and they're like, "Oh, Raj, we got to go. Doogie Howser is on." Because it was like 2000. They're like so stuck far back. So that's probably why they think.
And they think these people are still relevant.
Like because they're watching stuff from the 80s.
They also
now.
have put out, I think it was like $25 million to have
Lashley.
To have The Rock
Lashley
at their show next year be the champion.
looks like money.
Have you heard that?
Smells like money.
I believe so.
What is he doing?
You know what makes me mad is that The Rock didn't even have a pre-recorded "Thanks for watching The Rock's show."
Oh, on the SmackDown.
1000. John Cena took 5
Well, The Rock
minutes to record a message.
The Rock's Hollywood. Remember when he was like, "Finally, I'm home. I'm never leaving."
Oh,
Fuck.
where the hell did he go? To
Yeah.
shoot Jumanji, which was a great
He
movie.
dethroned CM Punk, made CM Punk fucking say "fuck this shit," and then
Fuck that shit on
he held the belt for 2 months and leaves.
Lesnar wins and Hogan comes out and challenges him and wins the belt.
What is this, WrestleMania 9? Jesus.
That's my new vote.
Anyway,
So I'm going with AJ. You guys are going with DB. And Trevor went with AJ too.
That's all.
yeah.
What's next?
We're going to jump past the cup real quick because I want to talk about that. We're going to talk about the tag team match The Bar, who are the champs now, who won at SmackDown 1000 against New Day.
I think the Bar are going to retain.
I think so too.
I'm going to go with that. I'd like to see him hold on to those belts.
Yeah, I would too.
I love the New Day, but I'm ready for something new.
Ha!
I mean, really. Because
New stuff rocks.
it's run its course.
I don't know if I'd go that far. But
When
I feel like
you made a cereal and now you throw pancakes, I'm pretty sure something needs to be done.
You jump to the unicorn.
You jumped the unicorn.
I want waffles.
Oh man, Belgian waffles sounds so good right now.
A nice continental breakfast. I know who likes that.
Oh, a sick reference, bro.
Oh, sick burn, and we go put on some aloe.
That's what she said afterwards.
I don't want to know. I do not want to know.
So ew. He's like, ew, that's my
I think we all said the
mom.
Bar, right?
That's
Yeah,
my
super
mom.
unanimous.
What do you want to go to?
The World Cup. So, fun fact, we should have these. I actually went to a World Cup soccer match back in 1994. Did you know that?
Huh.
It's a fun fact about me. I saw the United States versus Switzerland at the Pontiac Silverdome, and they tied 1-1.
Fun fact: Eric doesn't care.
I was also that Halloween striker, the mascot of the World Cup. These are some fun facts
Fun
brought to you
facts.
You know what's not
by
a fun
Gravity
fact
Well.
is that Grady mascot exists.
Fun fact: Kurt Angle looked like a giant condom.
Well, another fun fact, they don't know what a World Cup is because every one of these participants was born in the United States.
Rey Mysterio too.
San Diego, buddy.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
619.
None of them are Canadian.
No.
Yeah, because Jeff is North Carolina. Ziggler is from Ohio. Miz is from
Hollywood.
Ohio.
He's booked from Hollywood.
Yep. Kurt Angle's from some weird
Pennsylvania.
Yep. Randy Orton is
St. Louis, Missouri.
Yep. And then Iowa for Seth Rollins.
It's weird
And
that we know
where's
all
Cena?
this.
Yeah.
We should not know all this.
Yeah.
We know where you live.
And then what about Cena?
I know where you're born.
Where was Cena?
Rutherford, what was it? He's
Connecticut.
Yeah.
That's right, because he came out and he was all like, oh, he's from Boston and
Yeah. Thugonomics.
Thugonomics.
Although he didn't start that way for the first 6 months. I've been rewatching some
Oh
old
my god,
SmackDowns.
why do we know this? I think Seth is my pick too, buddy.
Well, yeah. So with John Cena being out, I'm gonna go with the Miz.
What do you get when you win this?
You probably
Does it
get.
say?
You
It doesn't
probably,
say.
You get probably a stupid fucking trophy, like all those other things that don't mean shit.
Like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
Like a giant dong.
You get a shit trophy, your hair begins to recede, and then eventually you shave it all off, and then you become the constable. Congrats.
Oh.
Fuck you, Baron Corbin.
I don't know who I want to vote for this one, honestly. The three people that I bounce between that I want to see win it are Kurt Angle, Dolph Ziggler, and The Miz.
I want Seth. It's my top three, I guess, would be Seth Rollins, The Miz, and John Cena.
So here's the thing: Angle's returning. Would he return just to fucking lose?
I don't think so, but
Who needs this?
Who needs it? Jeff Hardy?
Jeff Hardy doesn't need this.
Ziggler needs it. Out of anybody
Ziggler
else,
has a belt.
does he?
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio's Rey Mysterio. Seth Rollins is Seth Rollins. Randy Orton's Randy Orton. Kurt Angle's Kurt Angle.
The tag title?
Yeah, he's the tag champ with
Well, they just lost that this week. So that graphic is
who
dated.
did they lose
already.
it to?
Yeah, they lost.
Dean and Seth.
Oh, that's right. And then okay,
Jesus Christ.
I missed the end of it
We discussed it.
because I had to go back and watch the clip of him getting his ass beat.
So here's the thing. Seth Rollins is in this, but there's no Dean on the card. Does Dean show up and fuck him over?
It's why I don't think Seth is going to win, for starters.
I
Especially
don't
when you couple
think-
that with the fact that Seth has two belts now.
Yeah.
He's the Intercontinental and one half of the tag champions.
Yeah, but
Seth does not need it.
that's exactly why he's gonna get it. Because
Yeah, Raven says Miz would be great. I'm thinking Miz, but why would Kurt Angle come back? Orton doesn't need this. Seth doesn't need this. Ziggler really doesn't need this.
So here's,
Kurt Angle's a Hall of Famer. He doesn't need it either.
But that's why he would get it.
and that's why I would like to see The Miz win it because I think he has earned it. But I think, if I'm being real, it's down to the two for me are Angle and Ziggler. And the reason I say Ziggler is because while he had a great run with Rollins recently, back and forth for the title, and while he's been part of the tag champions recently, the dude constantly gets shit on. I mean, you go back and he does great shit when they give him the chance, and then they don't care about him anymore for a while. And then he's going to leave, so they give him another chance and he does great shit, and then they don't care about him.
And that's been a constant ever since.
Yeah, but I feel like if he were to get this would be the one thing they do with him, and then nobody would give a shit anymore.
And that's just it.
So, but why?
Do we...
He no longer has a belt.
Well, the thing is, do we really
do
care? Do we care who wins this thing?
No.
In reality, what does this mean? So that's what I'm saying.
The point to make a match.
Give it to Angle, and then we move on from this. Because The Miz winning it, he'll just brag for a couple weeks on Raw. His objective.
I feel like Miz would bring it up whenever he can, because he always brings up.
That's what I mean. He'll add to his accolades.
He always brings up how he's like, I made the Intercontinental Championship relevant.
And while that's good for yet another line of writing, his main objective here isn't this. His main objective's to go after Bryan and tear down Bryan. So The Miz is out. I truly point the finger.
Mysterio.
Rey doesn't need it.
And he's not going to stay.
Rey's a part-timer. Angle, this is the last run of Angle. We're not getting a 5-star match from Angle. Give him this. And that's it. That's my final statement.
And then he'll go back to GM.
He'll build to a Mania match, and then he'll walk away.
John Cena. I'm going John Cena.
I think altogether.
John Cena, put it down.
I honestly think...
Yep, going John Cena.
He ain't showing up to the show.
That's probably true. If he doesn't show up, do I get the point anyway? Because it's a no contest?
No.
He loses by default.
But he doesn't compete, so he can't lose when he doesn't compete.
That's not how this works.
That's how it works.
So
Math.
your vote to Angle?
I'm going Angle.
You
I
know
wanted The Miz, but I'm going Angle. Because I thought it through. Ish.
Diarrhea bowls. I'm gonna go with
2 of them apparently tonight.
Did I talk you into Ziggler?
No, I just can't choose. It's just, I'm gonna go with my gut and say Miz.
You didn't even say that once throughout your whole debate.
Oh my God.
I did. I said Seth Rollins, The Miz, or John Cena were my top 3.
That's true.
He just names all 8. Here are my top 8 for the 8 participants. I'm going to go. One of these 8 men will win.
My top
That's
4
it.
are
You
either.
won't see him literally this time.
Terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it. You're going to see with 8 men, that's how many matches?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 matches, maybe 11.
No, that does not seem right at all.
Right, so you
1,
can have the initial
2,
4,
Yeah.
3,
4 matches.
2 more,
5, 6, 7 matches.
and then 1 more after that.
7 matches.
So that's half your pay-per-view. This show will probably be about 3-4 hours long.
Oh, good.
I think
Excited for that.
I think it starts at 11 or 12 ish.
Wow, it's gonna go to like 3 in the morning.
No, 11 or 12 in the morning.
Just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
This is next Friday.
Next Friday, November 2nd.
I'm not getting up early for that.
Getting up early?
Yeah, I get up at like 12:30 on Fridays, man. I told you this.
Jesus Christ.
I won't be up in time to watch it when it starts.
You'll be at work.
I'm gonna be dead that day.
You could be dead that day. Okay. Raven's counting for us.
Do we have any other matches to talk about?
No.
No, that's it.
I want to close with going back to the assignment for you all, just in case you missed it.
All right.
We're doing a segment calling Retro Recap. Take a moment, pull up the network, watch Raw 491. It aired on 10/21/2002. I want to know everyone's reactions, thoughts, critique, grade. Just
Raw 491.
Raw 491. So just your thoughts.
How would you search that in the network?
You can search by year.
You can?
Yeah.
Under Raw? Okay.
So yeah, search by year under the show of Raw. Scroll down, watch 491. It's an hour and a half because there's no commercials. And Tell me what you thought. I can't wait. And I have to wait 3 weeks.
Well,
True story.
that was it for NOW. It's a long episode.
It was.
We did it.
It was a lot to cover, though. The other ones won't be this long going forward, so.
Yep, we're going to be switching to more of a wrestling-based stuff.
Well, I'm saying the other ones because we had just had so much to cover for this one. Next week and the week after, and the next 2 weekly dosages, we're winding down our series for all the good culture. We're talking about the year 1998, and then the following week, 1999. After that, we're going to be purely a wrestling show. So if you like wrestling, this is the place to find it. The best place to find it.
The only place to find it ever. There's nowhere else to find it ever.
Not true. But it is the best.
Fine, I'll give you that.
Because we're the best in the world at what we do. And what we do is talk shit.
And we shit.
No, that's you.
Oh, yeah. True.
Parting gift.
Parting gift.
I thought you were going to do Dana Brooke again.
I finally found it. I couldn't remember.
I
where
do
had
think
the
that would
story.
be perfect. Boy.
Can we do Dana
I'm
Brooke?
still only 2 trophies away from getting the platinum on that.
What are you doing with your life?
Not going back to get all the goddamn Ravens or whatever the fuck.
I tried throughout my run of it, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, I'm not that far. I beat the game, and I'm like not that far in that many that many birds. So I'm like, I'd have to go through the entire list. Like I'd have to Google a list.
That was
Go
my
through
problem. I was like,
My hardcover
fuck.
collector's edition guide.
Or I could just Google it and find a PDF somewhere or something. No, because then I'd have to return it and. Okay, well let's go. I gotta pee.
Okay, so I'm gonna help you with that.
Oh god, I almost peed.
Jesus. So, thank you all, though, for checking us out. This has been Weekly Dosage. NOW style. Of course, this is our 56th show. More to come. And check us out next week for some NAW on Tuesday. Our Devil's Night pay-per-view event. Some big matches announced for that. Wednesday's Halloween. No show that night.
Like Travis versus the Pound Cake.
It's true. So Wednesday, no show unless somebody else is doing something. I'm trick-or-treating with my kids, spending that watching Nightmare Before Christmas.
I am not doing anything. What are you pointing at me for?
I'll do that too.
So,
I might do something. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided.
Resident Evil.
That would be a super short stream. I'm almost done with it.
well, let's be real. How many people are going to watch on Halloween night anyways?
Let's be real. How many people watch my show anyway?
Oh,
You had 3.
I did.
Yeah, and it was him, Sarah,
David.
and David.
If I wasn't feeling like garbage.
Whatever.
So,
Bye.
check that out. Obviously, follow us to get all the notifications, and then circle jerk back to us on Friday. Huh?
I said that's hurtful.
Circle jerk back?
No, Raven.
We're the best if you don't look on YouTube.
Who's on YouTube? We're on YouTube,
That's true. We are on YouTube.
so we're the best there as well.
Yep. So, as DX would say, suck it.
So, Raven, get on our level.
Hashtag gotta go, guys.
Peace.
ASL.
What?